There are a number of etiquettes. Some are authentic, some are not. So one of the etiquettes is to call the adhan in the right ear of the newborn. And there is a hadith that Abu Rafi' reported, may Allah be pleased with him, but this hadith is not authentic according to the most authentic opinion of scholars, though it's an issue of dispute. I'm personally inclined that the adhan is not an authentic thing or a sunnah to do. You guys and girls, according to their textbook, you have to follow when answering the questions that it is part of the etiquettes. Why? A great deal of scholars believe that this is something from the Sunnah. And some of them authenticate the hadith. However, other scholars like Sheikh Al-Albani and others regard the hadith as weak, and this is what I am personally inclined to. It is even worse when some say that the reason for this adhan is that when a person dies and we offer the funeral prayer, we don't give adhan. Why we don't give adhan for this prayer? Because the adhan was given when he was born. And this is, of course, not from the Sunnah. Some people even give the iqamah on the left ear. Of course, when you want to follow the Sunnah, because some scholars say, even if the hadith is weak, it is in fada'il al-a'mal. It's something that is not related to aqeedah, it's not related to essential halal or haram things. So it is according to the virtues of good deeds. So there's no harm in doing it. Even those who say that it is part of the etiquette in Sunnah, nobody says you shout in the ears of the newborn. You just whisper the adhan, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and so forth. Among the sunnahs is also to do what is known as at-tahniq. What is at-tahniq? At-tahniq is the moment a child is born, the sunnah was to bring it to the Prophet ﷺ, so the Prophet would bless them and do the process of tahniq, which is to bite a very tiny small, or to chew a very tiny small piece of date until it is almost moist and liquid-like. And then you take that from your mouth and you massage the upper part of the throat or the mouth of the newborn. So it is with dates. And the scholars today, the doctors say, this helps a lot a newborn to go into his system due to the glucose deficiency in the body, which sometimes may lead to this stopping of breathing, the loosening of the muscles, rejecting, suckling milk, and blueness in the skin. All of this is avoided with the grace of Allah. And after that, with this sunnah. And should it be the Prophet? Because we don't have the Prophet nowadays, some say it should be some of the righteous scholars of your time. And the most authentic opinion is the parents, one of them would do. But this has to be as soon as the child is born, not after 5 or 6 days, as some people do it. Among the sunnahs also is to offer a sacrifice known as al-aqiqah. And al-aqiqah is a sacrifice you slaughter, you shed the blood of this ram for the sake of Allah, in showing your gratitude. The sunnah is to slaughter 2 rams for a baby boy, or 1 ram for a baby girl. That's what the Prophet did ﷺ for Al-Hasan and Hussein. he slaughtered 2 rams and 2 rams. And the sunnah is to be done on the 7th day. And the Prophet doing this for his grandchildren means that it's not a must that the father does it. No, his grandfather can do it, any uncle could do it as a gift. There's no problem in that at all. If not possible on the 7th day, and the calculation is very easy to be done. If the child was born on Tuesday, the 7th day is the next Monday. If it was born on a Friday, the 7th day would be next Thursday, a day earlier. That's the 7th day. So this is a sunnah to be done on the 7th day. Sometimes it's not feasible to do it on the 7th day. Some scholars say, then do it on the 14th or the 21st. So the multiplication of 7. And there is no authentic hadith backing it up, but this is what some imams used to recommend, such as Imam Ahmad and others. And if not possible, you could do it any day that you can. What to do with the meat? It's preferable that you do exactly what you do with the udhiyah. 1/3 you eat, 1/3 you give as a gift, 1/3 you give as a charity. But if you cook the whole thing and invite friends and relatives, this is also permissible, because the sacrifice is only to shed blood for the sake of Allah. Part of the etiquette is to name the child, but it is to be named on the 7th day, and also can be named on the same day of the birth, as the Prophet did with his son Ibrahim. But if you delay that on the 7th day, that would be fine, and it's not a big issue at all. Also to choose good names, because Ali, when his firstborn was born, he called him Harb, which means war. And the Prophet ﷺ changed that name into Hassan. So the second born, Ali wanted to call him Harb again. And the third born, Muhassin, the same thing, but the Prophet changed all of them because Harb was not a decent, good name. So he changed it into Hassan, Hussein, and to Muhassin. And this is an indication that it is the responsibility of the father to give his child a good, beautiful name. Unlike what they're doing today, giving their children names that are un-Islamic, just so that they can blend in. So you can find a Muslim called Michael or John. What is this? Or instead of calling him Nuh, they call him Noah or Moses. All of these are not our names as Muslims. You have to be proud of your religion. Part of the etiquette as well is to shave the head of a newborn, weigh the hair that was shaved, and give its weight in silver in charity. And this was done by the Prophet ﷺ to his grandchild Al-Hassan. When he was born, he ordered Fatima to shave his head off and to give in charity the same weight in silver in the cause of Allah, which is minimal amount of money.